This video is going to show how to make a spoon in our kitchen scene. So first thing we need to do is get rid of the cube. We're not going to use that. So delete on the keyboard and click it with your mouse. Let's add another sphere. We're going to get a sphere for this one. And we're going to stretch it, skew it to make it a little bit bigger. It doesn't need to be too big because it's just a spoon. And this is going to be the scoop part of the spoon. So about that big. Now when we have that, we need to skew this because spoons are not perfectly round. They're more long, kind of like that. So if you imagine the scoop of the spoon, what it would look like, that's about what I think it would look like. So hit your 1 key on your numeric keypad, not above the letters, but over on the side of your keyboard. Number 1 takes you to the side view, and we're going to delete the top just like we did the bowl. So let's go into edit mode and deselect everything by hitting A, and go into wireframe mode by hitting Z. And there's our wireframe. Now click B for the border select, and we're going to go a little bit lower this time. See if that will work. Yeah. If you don't get that, I kind of guessed right on that, but if you don't, since we're going one lower, I would move this up. If you hit A and translate tool, move it up to the next line down, because we're going to delete it a little bit lower this time, not exactly half, a little bit more than half. So deselect everything, hit B for your border select, and we're going to get all of that and hit delete. Delete the faces, and there's the scoop for our spoon. Take it out of wireframe mode by hitting Z. Okay, select everything. I'm going to pull it up a little bit just above the grid so I can work with it a little better. Okay, there's the scoop. It's pretty deep. This is not a Wendy's spoon, so we don't need it that deep. So let's get the scale tool, and we're going to squish it just a little bit. And that's probably pretty good. That might be a little too shallow. Yeah. Okay, so there's the scoop of our spoon. Now we need the handle. So, first we need to give it some thickness. So we're going to extrude region, and we're just going to click again. We don't want it to go anywhere yet. Now we have the scale tool, and we're going to drag it out just a little bit. A spoon isn't very thick, so we're not going to make it real thick. Maybe about right there. Okay, we are zoomed way in, so it's got some thickness to it, just not a whole lot, so that's probably pretty good. Okay, I'm going to deselect. I'm going to hit number 3, and that takes me to the back view. Now I want to grab 4 of these faces here. So we'll go to face mode, right click, hold down shift, right click, 3 others. I've got 4 selected, and that's where I'm going to extrude my handle from. So come over here to extrude region again. If in this right here, if we do extrude individual, then the handle does not look right. We want to keep it together. We don't want them to be individual. So zoom out, extrude region. Now it's going straight down because that's the angle of the faces, but we can always bring it up by going to translate and clicking the blue and bring it up and then out. Okay, now that looks pretty big for a spoon. I might need to shrink a little bit. Okay, so a spoon's not perfectly flat usually, so we're going to raise it just a little bit on an angle, maybe about like that. Okay, should be on a little bit of an angle at least. And that looks pretty good. Now for the handle, let's get the scale tool and make the back of the handle bigger than the front, and it looks really big because we're zoomed in on it. See, now there's a little bit of shape to it. maybe a little more, right about there. And it's got a lot of curve on the backside, or a lot of slope. Let's try and get rid of that a little bit. So click the red and drag it. There can be a little bit of slope, that's fine. Okay, so there's our handle. Got a little spoon there. It looks like a spoon now, but it's not a very good spoon. Let's do a couple things to it. First, let's loop, cut, and slide on the handle so we can make it maybe come out a little skinnier and then get fatter on the end is usually how the handles go. So click A to deselect everything. Let's loop, cut, and slide. Click it on there once and then slide it toward the back. Let's do one close to the back. And depending on how crazy of a spoon you want, you can do lots of loop, cut, and slides, but let's do it simple for now. Right there maybe, and let's do another one up here. So we want it pretty skinny up here. I'm going to grab the scale tool and click the white area so it brings the whole thing in. Okay, I probably want, alright, let's go to this one. Let's we've got edge select. I'm going to right click on this edge. I'll click select down here, and then if I hit E, that's edge loop. So E on my keyboard is a fast way to do it, and it selects the whole edge loop. Okay, and I'm going to scale that a little bit skinnier. Okay, maybe grab this one again. Click select and E on the keyboard, and it selects the whole edge loop. Make that a little bit skinnier. Okay. Now I'm going to click this one, right click on it to select the one, select and E, and I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. Okay, so I got a really fat handle on the end, maybe a little less. Yeah. Okay, so let's try that out. Now if I go to, I want to smooth this out. It's not very smooth, so let's smooth it. If I go up to here to the tools, and click on the little wrench, I'm going to add a modifier, and it's going to be subdivision surface, and go to object mode so I can see it a little better, and click on view 2, 3. 3 is probably good. That's pretty smooth. Now my handle is beveled a little bit, or comes out shaped kind of nicely, but it looks like I need to do a little more to it. So let's go back and go back to edit mode. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. I'm going to exaggerate it just a little bit. Grab this one again, right click on it, select E, and let's make that a little bit bigger too. I'm going to put one more loop, cut, and slide in there, right about there. And that way I can make it a little skinnier there, and maybe click on that one, select the edge, and make that one skinnier as well. Okay, that's looking a little better. Let's go back up here and change the view. Let's smooth it out a little bit. Take it off of edit mode to object mode so I can see it better. So that's a nice shape. Very simple handle. It could be more than that. Now it looks like my scoop is a little bit big now for some reason, so I'm just going to edit it a little bit. Now if I go into wireframe mode, I'll be able to select that whole scoop. I can go up the handle a little ways because it's not going to select that those. Oop, I got one in there. Let's do an A, back to B, select it, and I'm going to make that just a little bit smaller. There we go. Deselect it, go back to object mode. Whoa, what's going on? Edit mode. Oh, I'm in wireframe still. Now object mode. And that looks like a pretty decent spoon.